Hello, hello. I am back once again with another beautiful tier 9 loot box tank video. This time it's the 752. So welcome to Abbey and welcome to the Object 752. This is a 3-round autoloader. It has 390 alpha with 240 standard pen. The shell velocity is abysmal. If we want to just put it plainly, let's be honest, that is awful. 862? No, thank you. The premium round is again 390 alpha, as with most of the tanks, where you don't really change premium rounds unless there's certain tanks in the game. 310 APCR premium rounds though, and you get 1178 shell velocity. So, I mean, this tank looks like one of those tanks where why would you fire the premium round? Especially at the moment when Holiday Ops is running, because you'll earn a stupid amount of credits no matter what round you fire. I could spam gold and still earn over 100,000 credits per game. Like, that's just... we have a slight issue. And I didn't pen it, because I'm a bot. This armor seems quite troll. What? Help! We'll just turn. Get the shot off from this guy. Come on, pen. You want a pen? No? Okay. I mean, this guy is the biggest threat, so we're going to try and deal with him. I have no idea how I'm still alive right now, if I'm completely honest with you. Because I really shouldn't be. Also, my team is incredibly slow to try and kill this guy. Well, I've discovered that this tank is, I don't even know what to say about this tank, to be honest. Can it side scrape? So scrappy? No? Okay, we'll try again in a second. Hello, Mr. Carnarvon. I mean, this seems... very good. In fact, that seems extremely good. I'm playing like an idiot and I've just got away with it. Like a complete idiot. Can you tell it's my first game? Literally my first game today. I haven't played. A little bit rusty, you know? You know, shake the cobwebs off. Slight, you know, skill issue. Nearly dying at the start, but apparently this tank is completely busted, so that's fine. Wonderful. Go for the reload. Obviously it's going to be APCR now because this tank does not get a lot of shells though. Which is probably the biggest issue, honestly, with this vehicle. The fact that, well, you just don't get enough shells. I think like the potential damage is 11,000. Like 11,700. So it's even hard to do a 10k with it. But, I mean, we have played, as I said, like a complete moron. And that's fine. I think the APCR rounds is where this tank is going to truly shine though. And I mean 310 APCR is not anything special by any means, but it's definitely going to be super nice. Pretty sure we might get spotted for that. I'm kind of interested in what this AT-15's doing. He's over there. That's... I mean, there is a chance I can pen him, but... Oh. I'm actually going to shoot here. Because that tree fell towards the AT-15, and I think there was another guy that went up there. And but I don't know how that fell, so... Wait, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be everyone, so I don't know how that tree fell, unless someone like hit it with HE. So I'm not entirely sure. Equipment on this tank, we are running HP, experimental turbo, and then what is this? Stab. That's the one. I think that's the kind of universal choice for majority of people. Obviously HP to get your track hit points up so that you don't get tracked in the first shot. You then have turbo for obvious reasons, and then stab because this gun is not that nice to play with from the soft stats wise anyway. And I can tell by, you know, wiggling around and then obviously on the move and whatnot, yeah, that's not going to be very nice to play without stab with. So, but I mean, this feels extremely powerful, to be honest. I don't know if I would say OP. Kind of want to get one more full shot in, but everyone's just blocking each other now. I don't know if I would say OP, because, I mean, it feels like, because I've played against these things, obviously, and I think that this tank suffers from, or has the same characteristics as the 257, the other tanks that have kind of troll hulls and troll armor, where people who don't know how to pen it are going to struggle massively. But if you do, then you're probably not going to struggle too much. So we get 4.1 out of that, and we block 2k damage. Apply. Wonderful. How much damage? How many credits did we make? 200k. And that is without a clan booster or being in a platoon or anything. Very nice. I mean, we did complete a mission for 80k though, so... And just quickly, I want to take a look at the armor layout of this tank. As you can see, yes, this thing has very, very troll armor because it is shaped like this, just like the 257, kind of like the 907 as well in that respect. Those types of tanks where they are troll to people who don't understand them, but the cupolas are the weak spot up here. So there's no point really shooting the hull because even though that, yes, you may pen this, you're not really going to be reliably doing that. So unless you're above them, and even if you're like above this tank, it's still not a guaranteed pen on this other plate. So yeah, you can see why they struggled a little bit. And also, when you put it into the live model, it doesn't look like it has the side armor like the 257. With the 257s, you can kind of tell that it's got that V-shaped hull. But with this tank, you can't really tell that, especially from the side. So looking at the live model, yeah, you can see why that's a problem. Underneath here, though, it does look like that is a very, very easy shot to hit when they are side-scraping. So you could just go straight underneath this. So this tank, I feel, is one of those tanks where it's going to seem like it's super OP, but once people actually know and understand how to pen this thing, I don't think it will be OP. How much gun depression does it get? -8 is that? Even when it's fully got its gun depression, you can still hit these cupolas. So, I mean, like, obviously, the APCR is not going to make any difference to this tank. It has an insanely strong turret, but those cupolas are a big weak spot. So always aim for these cupolas, because if you're not aiming for the cupolas, I don't really know what you're doing. Okay, so welcome to Pilsen. Again, this is not really my favourite map, but maybe we can make it work on this tank. I should really go to the cross early on and see if I can get some shots there. By going to that position, you can shoot the heavies that try and cross. However, I'm going to try and push into this early on. Please don't be a load of people here. Okay, we're going to take one shot. That's fine though. Hopefully we can still be able to shoot people if they're going to be crossing this. This is why I always like to do at the start of this map if I'm not going to go to the middle. Always try and wait here just to see if someone's going to be trying to cross. And then hopefully you can get some easy damage done on them. I mean, it is 3.2 second interclip, which is very long. I mean, only the Skoda T56 gets like a shorter one than that. Tiger 2. Sorry, it gets a longer one than that. The Skoda T56 gets a 3.5. So it feels quite long for, you know, the autoloader. Wow, that's a T95. That's lovely. Just the tank I want to see. Well, welcome to Pilsen, where we're going to sit here for the next half an hour because nothing gets done on this map. Oh! What is that timing? How does that not pen? How? I don't know. Wonderful. Just please don't hit the cupolas. If I point the gun up, it actually hides those cupolas, right? Or does that add another weak spot to my tank when I do that? If I point the gun up, does that then expose like this as a weak spot? I think it does. I mean, you can play this tank just like the Kran in that respect, where you hide the weak spot by aiming upwards. There's a 752 behind us as well, which we need to watch out for. It's Mr. Skoda. Where are you going? I'm still a little bit worried about this BZ. Unbelievable. He should not have... I should not have received that damage there. He should have died before he even managed to get that shot off. I'm still worried about this T95. Not really much I can do against him either. I still have 12 seconds before I reload to try and kill this Skoda. What are we gonna do? Might be able to get a shot here, maybe? Mr. Skoda, you're gonna pull all the way back? Okay, he's actually turned. I did not think that he was facing me. I thought he would have been facing the VK. Man, that's really bad that I didn't kill him, though. At least we know we can side scrape in this tank. After learning about it. I feel like the reload time is fine for this vehicle. I don't feel it's too long, it's too short. For what this tank can do, I think that it's pretty I think it's pretty good. What I want to do is try and there we go, make him bounce me. And then we get that killing shot in. Wonderful. Okay. Now that Skoda's dead, we can... I mean, can't really do much against the T95. Tiger 2 pushing in is not very good for me. I'm on reload for the next 14 seconds, which means that he'll easily make it to there in that time. We will just hide our cupolas as much best as we can. Hello, Mr. Tiger 2. How do you do? One in. Ah. It would help if I realised that I was reloading just one shell. And this tank does not get enough ammo. It really doesn't get enough ammo. And I hate it when you balance tanks around ammo count. It's so dumb. It just shouldn't be a thing. Can 310 go for his turret? Well, that answered that question. Genuinely couldn't quite remember. Centurion action 10, I'm going to have to go forwards. Even if I take a shot from the Centurion, I can't really do much. He's using the small gun, the 400 Alpha, because you would have heard the big boom boom if it was the big gun. That's like what? Wait. Yeah, that is the 400 Alpha, right? Okay. Yes. Thank you, game. Very cool. I love RNG, actually. It's really good. Well, I mean, that's Pilsen. Not a lot you can do. And once more, apply. You know, it's really quite a big issue in this tank, actually. Because you just can't take enough ammo. Oh, and get our first field mod. Wonderful. I'll tell you what. We could do this. And then we can do this. Right? For when we get into more heavy matchups. Okay. I think that could work. So we have this for most games. And then obviously in tier 10, we're probably going to want something like that. Well, so far so good. I mean, 3k average. That's fine. I don't really care too much about the stats on this tank. 300k total profit income though. Very nice. And 100% win rate. Very good. Okay, so for our third and final game, we're on Sand River. We are going to be using the first loadout, as we just went through, because there's no real tanks that are too much of an issue. as we've just established, 7.52s, we should be able to pen with standard rounds, just straight through the cupolas. So hopefully we can do that. I'm a little bit worried about crossing this. Obviously, you can get shot pretty reliably from the mid, but I mean, hopefully we don't take too much damage. But obviously we are going to go down to K-line and see what we can do. I actually prefer spawning from this side in randoms. In any kind of competitive scenario, you should technically lose from the south spawn or the east spawn. But in randoms it feels okay because you can just go ahead and spot the mid and then shoot the mid from around here. What on earth is this guy doing? Okay. Right. Yes. I even waited. Although, speaking about spotting, there's not going to be that much that I can actually spot, is there? Because my view range isn't even that good. Okay. I'm going to go for the reload, which we need to be careful of because, yep, we're going to end up with one shell again. He's just fired. I might just go over this way. It's a bit risky, I know. Kind of playing hold down with this tank is a bit problematic, isn't it? I'd much rather be in a Type 63 hold down than this thing. But then I'd rather have this gun than a Type 63's gun. I honestly think they've done pretty well with the loot box tanks this year. And I see so many people complaining, oh, but the tanks aren't good enough. I can guarantee you, all of those people complaining, they'll be the first people to complain that the tanks were OP if they'd done that. If they added tanks that were actually good, or like super good, everyone would complain they're OP. They're added in and they're okay to average, they're useless. Like, there's never any winning with the World of Tanks community. Never. I even saw one person complaining that the BZ wasn't in the loot boxes. Like, what? The whole World of Tanks community spends all this time complaining about the BZs and then expects to have one in the loot boxes. I like this gun depression though. Feels very, very good. It was very, very nice to play actually with this gun depression. Okay, well it looks like we've lost the north and kind of lost the mid, so let's try and go back a little bit. Back to base, try and secure it. If not, because we've also won this side, so what they might end up doing is trying to come back through the mid. I need this guy to die. Once this guy dies, then we're in a little bit of a better situation. Let's see if I can get some shots onto this guy. See if he goes back forwards. I'm gonna have to just fire here and just hope. Nope, doesn't work. It's fine. We needed to try, so. There is someone in the base, or was someone in the base. That's T-34 free. Okay, let's just wait here for a second. We should be able to see the base fully. We should also be able to kill anybody like this guy. Shell velocity is very, very slow on this tank. Like, extremely slow. And that range, you can definitely feel it. Okay. Right, he's out the game. I have 4 shells remaining, which means that I'm going to have to reload APCR with my next clip. We're going to preload that so that we get it ready, if we are even going to be firing another clip, that is. And we have, I mean, we've won this game either way, so pretty good. Let's just see if we can get a little bit more out of it. I mean, hopefully maybe one shot more of damage. Be quite nice. Nice. 1 shot more damage has been achieved. And we're even going to reload our 3 shells. Completely useless, but there you go. 4.1, 4.2. That's very nice indeed. And that was all with standard rounds, so it'd be interesting to see how much credits we actually earn. So, we earned 200k and 10,000 XP. Apply. There's now 13,000 XP. 4.2k damage, 167k credits gained. Wonderful. Only 16,000 on ammunition, so that is actually not too bad at all. The one thing that really puts the credit income down on tier 9 is the repair cost. So if you can try and not die, you should earn just as much credits as tier 8 does. Because usually that's the reason why tier 9s don't earn as much as tier 8 premiums, is because of that repair cost. Or at least from what I've found by playing my tier 9 premiums in comparison to tier 8 premiums. But what do I think about it? I think that this is joint top with the Tiger Mouse. The reason being, and I'm not going to say one is better than the other, is because the Tiger Mouse is probably a little bit more idiot-proof than this tank. Even though that in the first game, yes, we went forwards, we played like an absolute bot, and then got away with it, we have a slight issue. It's just because people don't know, and because it's a new vehicle. If I had done that in the Tiger Mouse, maybe they would have penned the lower plate, maybe not. All I would have had to do is just angle a little bit, and then they probably wouldn't have penned. I mean, the T-54E1, if he fires standard rounds, which I believe he was, they have 248 standard pen, which I don't think would have gone through my lower plate. Because the lower plate on the Tiger Mouse is around about 260 to 280. So if I just angle a little bit, he then can't pen through here, he can't pen the lower plate, and he can't pen the turret. So it would have been kind of exactly the same scenario, although we wouldn't have got there as fast. Which is something that you have to take into consideration. Yes, this 752 is probably slightly more flexible than the Tiger Mouse. However, in some situations, the Tiger Mouse is just going to be flat out so much better to play than this vehicle that it trades blows with each other all the time. I'd rather have the Tiger Mouse gun. It has slightly better penetration. It has 1 more pen than the 752 and 6 more pen on the standard rounds, and it goes slightly faster, although the shell velocities on both rounds are not really that dissimilar from the 752. But I feel like it definitely does trade blows, and in each game you could find a way of saying, I'd rather be in that tank or I'd rather be in that tank. At the end of the day, I don't think it really matters if, for example, you went and spent 50 boxes and then got the Tiger Mouse or the 752. You should be pretty happy with either of them. And as I said, I don't think that any of these tanks are OP. I think that this tank is pretty nice. The DPM is pretty bad, but because it has an autoloader, it kind of makes up for that. The ability to dish out that 390 times 3 in relatively good time, not great time, okay, but relatively okay, makes up for the lackluster DPM. And I think that the Tiger Mouse and the 752 are going to both sit at #1 place jointly, at least in my opinion, for tier 9 premium tanks. I would not say that one is better than the other, as I've just mentioned before. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. As always, if you did enjoy, you know what to do. I'll see you all in the next video.